Let me just make one observation about our delegation. We're almost a 1 million person county now, and we have the largest delegation in the state legislature. It always is not necessarily translated into most influence in Annapolis, but in terms of numbers and votes, we are the largest by way of number. We have 24 votes in the House, 24 delegates, and there's 8 senators, which is a large voting bloc. It's very committee-driven. For example, Delegate Kramer here is on the Judiciary Committee. Delegate Rice is on the Ways and Means Committee, which some of the bills that Meredith just talked about are in front of in terms of specifically as one priority issue. Delegate Resnick's on the Health and Government Operations Committee, and myself and Delegate Barkley are on the Economic Matters Committee, which deals mostly with anything impacting your profession. Real estate professional, most of those issues will come to the Economic Matters Committee. Another thing that I think gets lost sight of, we have a lot of local bills. Now, there are bills that only impact Montgomery County, which require approval at the state legislative level. So we have hearings often on these kinds of bills in Rockville in the fall, and then we go through the state legislative process. And if it only impacts our county, usually the state legislature will rubber stamp it. So, for example, and I make this point because in prior years, not so much this year, but a lot of bills impacting you guys are actually bills that made their way through the process as local bills with hearings at the local level and then went to Annapolis. For example, I know Meredith last year several bills dealing with the issue of split rate taxation, where there would be a different rate of taxation or a same rate of taxation for commercial and residential property. We've had bills dealing with so-called IDOT legislation, impacting transfer taxes. All these bills, which only would apply to Montgomery County, made their way through the local process. So you should be aware, not so much this year, but in future years, there are things that, again, only impact Montgomery County, but require our state legislative delegation to weigh in on. The big point is we have 1,600 pieces of legislation, bills in the House, 1,000 in the Senate. Because of the quantity of bills, a lot of deference is given to the various committees. So it's really, really important as you look at the priority list that Meredith just identified, it's critical that you understand which committee those bills are going to, and that's how you weigh in. So it's not that there's 141 members of the House and 47 senators, when in reality, when you're talking about a piece of legislation in the Ways and Means Committee, it's really about having 13 of the 24 members with you on that committee in the House. There's 24 people or so on that. And then in the Senate, there's, say, 11 senators. You need 6 senators with you. So your target is not 188 legislators emailing all of it. It's really 13 in that committee, and then in the Senate committee handling the same bill, 6. So you could have a target of 18. All you need is 18 legislators to be with you for or against a piece of legislation. That's critically important. And if the bills pass those committees, they tend to fly through the full House and the full Senate. So the real action's in the committee. So that's really, I think, important as far as your understanding of the process.